There are elk in southern Texas. The population is not huge, but I'm going to say probably 98% of the people in the state don't even realize you have free-ranging elk that showed up here early 1900s, maybe even earlier than that. And now I get my first chance for a Texas elk. Now, when I called up Tony, I talked to him about the elk because, like I said, we have quite a few opportunities to go different places. And he's telling me one of the cool things is there's a decent population of elk on the ranch, but they aren't going to be monsters. The important thing here is we're actually getting an elk in Texas. Well, I just got in last night and it was too late to sight in the rifle then. So what we decided to do is we'll wait for Tony. He's going to be in here sometime around noon today. I wanted to get the rifle ready. Because we are at 6,000 feet, we're probably going to go up to 6,800 feet, a lot higher than sea level for me, so I wanted to see how the bullets are hitting. That's low, right. Better.
The H.E. Sproul Ranch was founded in 1886. We're the oldest single family owned and operated ranch in the county. We're approximately 15 to 18,000 acres here in the center of Jeff Davis County. We're settled right between the McDonald Observatory and the town of Fort Davis itself, right in the heart of the Davis Mountains. Our elevations start here at our headquarters area right at 5,300 feet, and we go up almost as high as 7,500 feet. The terrain here at the Sproul Ranch is very rugged, big, deep canyons surrounded by deep brush vegetation, cedar, live oak, ponderosa pines, pinon pines, any multitude of different sorts of trees, shrub, cactus, and plenty of rock.
Oh, we're getting all suited up. Tony's thinking we may split up. So what we want to do is get the earpieces rigged up. He can tell me where he's at, and if we need to get the truck or do something, it's just good to have communications, and you don't have to worry about a handheld. So anytime I want to talk to him, I can just push the mic right here. Actually kind of nice. I'm getting all loaded up, ready to roll. And hoping I don't encounter Mr. Big Elk tonight.
We're sitting on top of this mountain, okay? This is called Flat Top Mountain. Yeah. It's about 7,500 feet high. We've worked ourselves high, all right, this morning to try to get above these elk. All right, I'm gonna put you off a point right straight off here. Yeah. All right, I want you to glass that whole basin here. Perfect. From this mountain, we can see 360 degrees at approximately 400 yards. So it's a great location. There's elk in all areas. We're gonna try to get one to bugle in. If he doesn't, he may come in silent. You look at everything here to the east. Yeah. I'm gonna move over here on the west side. Perfect. Right, on the south side. And then I'll look at everything there. If I see anything, I'm gonna call you on the radio.
All right, I got one in my backpack for good. One of the neat aspects of hunting out here with Tony is we're in Texas. And in Texas, they allow you to use radios. So if Tony gets, what, half mile to a mile away, he can still tell me his location. And I can be over here scouting and I can tell him where I'm at and what I'm seeing. And it gives us an advantage because now instead of having to stay together and cover the same area, I look over it and then Tony looks over it. Now he's looking over a completely different area. I have my own area. We can sit, we can spend the time we need to glass and find the animals. And it basically doubles your chances.
It's amazing the similarities of hunting elk compared to Colorado, New Mexico. Texas is like that. You're up on the mountainside. Early in the morning, you want to get up high because all the currents are starting to lift scents and everything up, and that's where the elk are going to come to. But unlike Colorado and New Mexico, the populations haven't got to such vast numbers that you do a lot of calling. We have two factors today. One is wind, and two is a population. What Tony likes to do is actually get up glass and find out where the animals are going to be at. What we've been seeing through some of the game cameras are they're actually bachelor groups. Now this should be the rut. You should see the bulls chasing all the cows. But again, with low population, we aren't seeing a lot of cows. So we're going to keep our calls to a minimum. We're going to spend a lot of time glassing. As you can see, you know, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of acres here. So there's plenty of land to hide for the elk. And we just have to keep looking and hopefully see one.
Bill, I have one spotted. He's a little bit over 1,500 yards, but he's coming in. You need to work your way towards me, get to the end of this bluff overlooking the Quonset as quickly as you can.
LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors is brought to you by Primaloft, advanced insulation technology for hunting gear, proven warm even when wet, by Swarovski Optic, and by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession.
The location we're hunting this morning is known as a flat top. It's Flat Top Mountain, and I believe that's named by the original founders of the Sproul Ranch. It's basically, get this one, it's a flat top mountain.
The plan once we reach the top of and summit the top of Flat Top Mountain is to put Bill in one area of Flat Top, and then what I will do is I'll go set myself up on another area to try to cover as much country as we can in order to glass. Terrain is very thick, the canyons are very deep, and the mountains are very high, and so these elk can come in from any direction. And so what we want to do is cover as much country, glassing, time to time, maybe hit a cow call, hit a bugle if we hear them hollering, depending on what the weather provides. But at the same time, just try to sit up there and do what most successful hunters do, and that's be patient.
I get to my spot and I'm probably there no more than 2 or 3 hours. And finally, you know, I hear a crackle over the radio and...
Bill, you need to move towards me. I'm on the end. I've got one spotted a little over 1,500 yards out coming in. So get to me as quickly as you can.
I'm on my way. Are you facing the observatory?
That's affirmative.
I'm en route.
When I first went up the mountain and set up on the west side overlooking the McDonald Observatory, basically I hit the cow call a couple of times, and sure enough, about 1,500 plus yards out there in a big open flat across another mountain range, I saw a bull elk. Hey Bill, he came in on this flat when I first saw him at about 1,500 yards, that big mesa out through there.
Gotcha.
He looks like a pretty decent elk. I can't tell exactly how big he is at that distance, but I think when I hit that cow call a while ago, he threw his head up, and I hit it a second time, and he started right down that little crack. And there's one.
Right down this opening?
Yeah, right down that opening. I think he's going to end up coming back on this road. You know, it'll be the easy way to travel.
Right.
And so we need to keep an eye on this road, and then keep an eye through that dead brush and see where he pops up. It's a unique experience that you really have to have a deep understanding of how the elk operate here in Texas in order to be successful. Just running out there and blowing on a bugle call is not going to get it done. In fact, most of the times it'll chase them off. Blowing on a cow call at different times of the year and not knowing what the terrain and the weather have to do with all that sometimes will cause you more harm than success.
He's not big, but he's not bad.
But nevertheless, no matter where you've hunted elk, anywhere in the world, much less the United States, you haven't really experienced elk hunting in its entirety until you visited the H.E. Sproul Ranch and hunted here in Texas.
Okay. Tell me what he does. As long as he's still moving, we're gonna stay off, I think.
You know, we watched them gain yardage, 400, 350, 300, 250. 250, I'm feeling good. And, you know, it's a sit and wait and watch game. Every so often, Tony would cow call, and we'd see a little movement.
Well, we'll get him away from there. I know what you know what elk that is. That's that slickhorn. That's that slickhorn buck, herd bull.
And basically, every time you would hang up, Tony would just give a little quick chirp here or there, and you know, we watched him gain yardage.
Yeah, he's that slickhorn left. I turned him, didn't I?
He looks better when he turns.
Yeah, he's that one. That other one was running off in the camera.
In one view, he looks really good.
That's that slickhorn bull.
You know, once the elk came in, we kind of had an idea, you know, where he would come in, but once again, you just never know.
.231 right now.
He's behind that tree. I can't see anything but antler.
He's still coming. Let him go. Let him go. There's two openings to the left. He's working towards. Just stay on him.
I got him.
The elk had our location very quickly, but yet we didn't know exactly where he was going to present a shot. We had a couple of open areas down below us, right off the bluff we were sitting on, that if the elk came in that close would present a very good shot.
So you think this is, you shoot this bull?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good representation of what we have here in the Davis Mountains. Here he comes. Here he comes. To the left. Whoa. To the right. Right there. Right there. In the trees. I got him.
How far, Tony?
Just over 200, 204.
Okay.
Got him straight ahead.
So I have to wait, and finally the elk is moving off to the left. I see him, I pick him up.
Get out. I'll stop him. I'll stop him. Wait till he gets out. Good shot. Good shot.
Hold up, hold up. You got him, you got him. Hold up. There he is, there he is. He's walking away. Take him again, take him again.
Good job.
First Texas elk.
Great shot,
I
great
thought there
shot.
weren't any elk in Texas.
98% of the population in Texas don't believe there's any elk in Texas. But we got one down there, but that we can prove it otherwise.
This is fantastic, man. This is great.
This is incredible, isn't it? This is amazing.
Bill, I know this shotgun is near and dear to your heart, and I know you wanted to create something for our 100th anniversary. It would be a pinnacle hunting piece. And after 3 years of development, I'm holding this gun in my hands, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Could you tell me something about it?
I sure can. And as you said, this is near and dear to my heart. The Maine hunting shoe is obviously the icon product of LL Bean. but we are first and foremost a hunting company. That's where LL started with me, and hunting shoe. And what better way to reiterate that than to have a shotgun? So I met with the folks from Merkel approximately 3.5 years ago, and I said, we need to partner and we need to build a shotgun specific for LL Bean. And this is actually what we came up with. So to start with, we went with an English style stock, and we used the Turkish walnut deluxe fancy grade. And if you look at the stock here, it looks a mirror-like finish. That's actually just hours of hand rubbing and polishing and oil on that. From there we go to the checkering. Modern checkering is, an opposing pattern. Where LL Bean came from, Clan MacBain, Scottish clan, we decided to go with either a Scottish checkering as it's known. It's also known as skipline checkering. From there we go to the double trigger. With the double trigger, you get the front, which fires the more open choke, which would be a cylinder on the right, to a modified on the left, and that's the rear trigger. You notice the scenes right here. These are one of the essential birds of Maine, the woodcock. On the opposite side, you'll notice we have my favorite dog, my Bailey, who passed away this past summer, German Shorthair, chasing the grouse. We go from the side plates to the top lever. Top lever, you'll notice we have embellished with the double L in solid gold. And those are actually channeled and inlaid with gold wire. On the top rib, you'll notice here, this is a prototype. This is LL Bean 001, so that's the #1 out of 2 prototypes. On the production guns, we'll have serialed the individuals, #1 of 20, 2 of 20 and such. And those will be the individuals, which are 20 gauge. For the sets, we'll have set #1 of 5, set #2 of 5, and so on. And that's because there are 5 sets available, and they're 4 gun sets. There'll be a 16, a 20, a 28, and a 410 bore. And now the most important part. This is our heritage logo. For the hunting and fishing departments, we chose to go with something that's near and dear to our heart, the Maine hunting shoe. This is our 100th anniversary. We can't just have a banner with 100 on it. All in all, I could have asked for a better piece. It's what I've always dreamed about. Pull! And I'm so lucky to be able to have a part in creating. So we spent our time after that, heading off the mountain. And again, we're up on a mountaintop like this. We're going down the rocks, pretty similar to this. And I think it was actually more difficult going down than coming up. Can't see the cliff yet.
No. Up there.
Right. So we're right there.
Yeah. Up there on that point. He's getting straight down there. He ought to be straight down through here.
Didn't seem to go very far.
No. There he is.
Oh,
there he is. Great shot.
it was good to see him go down because we knew he had such a big climb. Now he's a lot darker
Oh yeah.
than the other
Darker.
elk I shot.
Yeah, he is.
It's a little 5x4.
5x4.
Good looking elk.
Hey, congratulations.
First Texas.
Congratulations, first Texas elk. You're one of the few, very few have ever taken elk in Texas, free range. This is a great representation of what we have, and we have them bigger, we got them smaller, and we got them where you don't get them at all.
Exactly.
So, I tell you what, this is a
Okay, for my first elk in Texas,
absolutely.
I'm pretty happy.
I want to build you guys on the East Coast up a little bit. We don't want to start you off to the top, so
Nice guy. This is actually my 12th elk. 6 with a rifle, 6 with a bow.
Really?
So this is cool. We have to do it again with the bow though.
Well, we're highly anticipating you returning to the H. East Brown Range, so.
Oh, that's a given.
And we will not take anything as a rule smaller than what you took the first time.
Perfect. Shake on it.
Congrats. Congrats.
Thank you.
And like they say in elk hunting, let the work begin.
Yes, you got that right.
Very
I
good.
got a couple of sharp knives with me. I think we're all set. So now we have an elk down, my first Texas elk. And to top things off, when the guys brought the pack horses in, it was an opportunity for me to help, secure the meat, put the antlers on, and then actually ride off the mountain, with the elk in tow on the third horse. And, when you think about it, you're in Texas. What would a Texas hunt be without horses? One of the cool things I found out about Texas is there are a lot of elk. Again, the size is different, but the bull I took, younger bull, 4x5, definitely a mature bull, darker coat versus the lighter coats I'm normally seeing. Antler structure, where there's been such a population, there's a bit of inbreeding. On a lot of these elk, you're gonna see just abnormalities. What I did shoot was a 4x5, I'm gonna say typical. Great looking elk, definitely healthy, and definitely gonna be good in the freezer, better on the grill.
LL Bean Guide to the Outdoors is brought to you by PrimaLoft, advanced insulation technology for hunting gear, proven warm even when wet, by Swarovski Optic, and by Mossy Oak. It's not a passion, it's an obsession.